The Hmong here in Missoula, I'm going to give you a little bit of background before we celebrate their local cooking contributions. There are, as I said, about 265 Hmong here in Missoula. The Hmong left Laos under very adverse conditions because they had been very strong supporters of American soldiers during the Vietnam-era war. You've probably seen a lot of movies, Vietnam-era movies that have come out talking about the killing fields and about how people were trying to get out of Laos and Cambodia and were going through all kinds of obstacles to get to Thailand in order to try to get to the United States. When you talk to the people here, the local Hmong people, they will tell you that each one of them has lost at least one or two members of their family. Mary, the woman who would normally be doing the stir fry for you today, lost, I think, 5, and her husband's family was literally wiped out. So these people went through great trials and tribulations to get to this country. And Mary was talking about how working at the Refugee Assistance Program here in town, where it's a support group, a nonprofit organization to assimilate a lot of new ethnic members to Missoula's community into the community. And one of the things that she said to me is when she gets on the phone to try to find an apartment, say for a new Russian family or a new Mexican family or a new Hmong family, she said, because I have an accent, when I'm talking on the phone, I will often call for an apartment for them as part of my job, and I will be told that an apartment doesn't exist. And yet, one of the local Missoulians that works for the Refugee Assistance Program, when she gets on the phone, the apartment is indeed available. However, when they find out that she's seeking an apartment for another refugee or new immigrant to the area, suddenly it isn't available anymore. And we talked about this a lot. It isn't that people are doing it to be cruel. It's because they did not grow up being exposed to a lot of different ethnic groups. It goes back to the mentality that my father had with not teaching us Italian. He wanted us to talk like everyone else so that we wouldn't experience discrimination. When I've talked to Tu Yang, who's a member of School District 1's special English as a Second Language program that also works with this agency and with other childhood agencies in town, he said that in daycare, when he first started seeking, it was very difficult for the providers to be patient with him on the phone because he spoke English slower than other people. And they were afraid, not so much that he suspected that the providers didn't want to take his children, not because they felt discriminating towards him per se, but because they didn't have the patience to listen to him talk. And they were afraid that it would take up more of their time to deal with his children. He said another thing that he noticed for a lot of the Hmong going into daycare is that people would start shouting at them. Because he said part of the Hmong culture is that you don't make eye contact like a lot of Americans do. So what happens is they and their children look down and they hear everything that you're saying, but unfortunately because providers and teachers haven't been aware of this, they'll start shouting and get right down into their faces to talk to them. And so it's a learning experience for them at home, trying to teach their children how to fit in, but it's also important for us in the child care profession to be patient with them and have workshops like this so that we understand a little bit more about their culture. In our office, we had a young woman who worked part-time, was Native American, and we were trying to teach her how to talk on the phone, what was expected of her sitting in the front office as a receptionist. And one of the things that we were working on was making eye contact, and we thought she was just shy. And we mentioned to her that it was really important when clients come into the office to look at them so that they know that you are concerned about their problem and that you're knowledgeable about what's going on. And I found out from the training agency that she came from that it's part of Native American culture. And here, I am part Native American and didn't know this. It's part Native American culture, especially if you've been on the reservation, to again not make eye contact. It isn't that they're being disrespectful, it isn't that they're being shy, that's just something that you need to know about. And for us here in Missoula, we do have a lot of the younger preschoolers coming from the reservation into town as their parents are going to school or moving to a more urban area for jobs. And these are little things that you need to be made aware of. What I'd like to do now is ask you to share with me any experiences that you've had of integrating children into your daycare and making the family and the children feel comfortable. Or any experiences that you've had from children from different ethnic backgrounds that have been enlightening to you and to the children in your care. Does anyone have anything to contribute? Doesn't have to be Asian. It can be from any ethnic background. Have any of you had any of the new Russian families in your daycare? Any of the Hmong children? Sally?
We have those.
Huh? Did you experience any of the traits that I talked about? With the eye contact, for instance? And
No, because the ones we have really don't speak very much English.
uh-huh.
So it's been a trying experience on both sides of the fence.
Well, you know, one thing that's important to know is that the Refugee Assistance Program and School District 1's English as a Second Language program are available to work with us as providers, and this is something that we haven't always known.
But we did have, which I thought was a pretty interesting experience, the mother of we have two families, and the one mother speaks much better English than the other mother.
Mm-hmm.
And the second mother came in and did a stir fry for our kids, so that we kind of got an idea of what her kids would eat, because they weren't eating our food. So we said, well, you know, maybe if you came in and did something with your type of food so that we would know how to cook it. Give
To
us some
share,
ideas.
so
And
they
she
could
did.
share
She
their
came-
food?
She came one week for the first 3 months on Fridays, because on Fridays we always cook with our kids, and she did their culture food, and it worked really nice.
So then their children could see that they were being able to share something with you as you were able to share
Yeah,
with
well,
them,
that's-
hopefully.
Because we have a Native American mother that came in, we kind of did a multicultural thing where we had different cultures, and we included them in it, and it worked really nice.
So that one family wasn't just singled out, it was
Right.
contributions from a
Right.
lot of different ethnic groups.
Yeah.
It's really important that each child, as we said here before, feels special. And if there's different things that you can do to celebrate each child each and every day, or to really incorporate the parents into your daycare, because we're reading a lot about public education and how the schools are feeling the need to get the parents involved, but you are their first introduction into education. And the more you involve the parents, the more committed that they are to the service that you're giving, and the more they realize what you're doing with your day, with your time all day. And that's another thing that's real fun about these multicultural units. It sometimes gives you the impetus to try new things. And I know Lonnie and I have talked periodically about picky eaters. And it's very typical because we as providers are the control freaks. We cook what we want to cook. We cook what was on sale and what we know how to prepare. And so we're in charge, and it's so nice periodically for these children to be able to feel special and contribute a recipe from home, or have their parents come into the daycare and cook, or to just make special requests of you. And if you don't know how to cook it, say, well, I'll figure it out, and maybe we'll try it next week. I have some things here on the table that I'm going to let you try while we're preparing the stir fry. Some of these things, I have to admit, are expensive. And I know how limited your budgets are in daycare. The child care food program reimbursement helps, but I also know that some of you are feeding the children more than 3 times a day, and you're trying to factor your reimbursement for 4 servings instead of 3. So many of you are serving breakfast, lunch, and afternoon snack, but I know that some of you are also serving an extra snack in there. So what we've done, for instance, mangoes that we have here. If you take some regular priced fruit that's part of a culture and mix it with some of the more exotic, they can at least have a taste of it, and it won't be cost prohibitive for you. One of the things that we're going to be passing out for you is a tray, and unfortunately, we have more people here than I thought we'd have. So if you brought children, maybe you can share from the Child Care Food Program, use 2 spoons instead of 1. But yogurt is very much a part of Asian culture. And of course, it's part of our protein group with the Child Care Food Program, but obviously it's made from milk. The fruit that we have in here is part of a recipe that we have at the back of the book. And it's a special little snack idea. So what we put in here was vanilla yogurt and then topped it with exotic fruits. Now, in order for the child to get the fruit portion for the snack, obviously you're going to want to use the most, or the cheapest fruit as possible as the bulk of mixing it with the yogurt. So for instance, in the summer, if watermelon's on sale, the majority of the things that you're going to put in this little cup would be watermelon. However, Asian pears, periodically they come on sale. So in this we have a couple of pieces of Asian pears so that the children can get a taste of it. When you come up to go through this food pyramid table, you can taste the fruit alone, and then you'll also taste it in here. Now, another thing that we put in the yogurt are lychees. And of course, the very first thing that comes to mind to you is probably leeches. 2 completely different things. We're not feeding you dead leeches. There's a picture on the can of what a lychee actually looks like, and then we have some whole ones out so that you can see what they look like. Now, in this can, the can alone at the Asian market was $2.99. That's a lot of money. But if you only put 1 or 2 little tastes in your yogurt cup, it's part of your unit, then if you had the cheaper fruit, you can work it in and serve the lychees in small fragments and fruit salads for the rest of the week. Another thing that we have in here that they're on sale now, they at different times of the year can be expensive, and that's kumquats. They look like little tiny oranges. They make great marmalades. But this is one citric fruit where you actually can eat the peeling, and we have some samples of that out on the table, and of course we have them in your little fruit cup. There's also bits of mango and papaya, which are also very much a part of Asian fruit diets. And there's 1 little taste of each in there. So what I'm going to do is put this tray out and let you take a taste of your little snack and pick some samples here to put on your plates and eat with. And then we will start the stir fry and let you taste that near the end. The Missoula area is fortunate to be able to reap the benefits of a diverse Asian community. Approximately 264 to 300 Hmong people who are originally from the country of Laos have chosen Missoula as their home. Before the Vietnam War, the Hmong people lived peacefully in rural Laos. During the war, they became exceptional military units supporting the United States operations in Laos. Unfortunately, when the United States pulled out, they wound up losing over 57,000 of their people out of a population of 351,000. In other words, 1/6 of their population. Moving to America, they expected to be welcomed with open arms, but instead found themselves to be a small minority group that was largely overlooked. In order to preserve their cultural identity, federal funds have been made available to them and other similar minority groups through Title VII federal grants. We are fortunate enough here in Missoula that a Title VII program funds bilingual education within School District 1. The students chosen to participate in this program are referred by various refugee assistance groups and various child care resource groups. I would like to introduce Tu Yang, who is going to share with you some of the work that these students are doing within the district. Tu is originally from Laos and moved here in 1988. He graduated from Hellgate High School and attended the University of Montana and has been with School District 1 since 1990. For the past 4 years, he has coordinated the Hmong culture and language classes offered after school in School District 1. He researches and creates materials for and teaches the Hmong culture and language classes to large groups of children, some are represented here today. I'd like to introduce Tu, who will introduce the dancers and the cultural background that we are sharing with you today.
Hi, my name is Tu Yang, and I'm a bilingual tutor at Missoula School District 1. And from 1990 until the present time, I'm tutoring for School District 1 for the Hmong student, and I'm also in charge for the Hmong literacy class program after school. So in this Hmong literacy class after school program is supported and sponsored by the Missoula School District 1 bilingual program. So this class, the Hmong literacy teacher also teach some of the Hmong cultures, like we are teaching the Hmong traditional music, dance, and the Hmong traditional music instruments, and also the Hmong flute and a lot of different things about the Hmong cultures. The reason that we want to teach our Hmong traditional cultures to our young generation because we want them to know and to preserve about their own cultures and to know themselves better and to know about their roots, to know where they came from and who they are. And to this program, we also teach by the Hmong elders who came to present the Hmong cultures to the kids once a month about the Hmong cultures. Which is today I bring two groups of our Hmong traditional dance. One is the Hmong traditional traditional music Kang dance, and one is the Hmong traditional music dance. And I would like to say a little bit about the Hmong societies, of the shyness and of the cultural things here. The Hmong kids, even right now, the young generation, they are still very shy. Sometimes they don't make eye contact, which is not mean that they don't like that teacher or they don't like that daycare provider or whoever that they speak to. But that is just one of their cultures and their societies, that because they are shy. So anyone who speaks to the Hmong kids, when they don't make eye contact, please don't feel bad, because it's their cultures. And one of the things that I would like to remind the daycare provider is that the Hmong kids are eating the food normally like the Americans right now, and please don't worry about the food that the kids going to eat at daycare or anywhere at school. They are eating like the American kids, but at home the Hmong people are cooking a lot, and Hmong always eat fresh at home. So the Hmong parents are cook at home, but the kids do not like their food that much, and a lot of time they need to have some maybe pizza or a hot dog or a hamburger or something like that, which is very new style for the Hmong cultures. But the kids love it. And from now, I would like to introduce to my Hmong traditional king dance. These music instruments, we use it for the funeral ceremony, and we also use it for the fun time. Like we usually use it to present and to show to the different cultures and to school a lot. But we also use this kind of instruments to present in the funeral ceremonies. The Hmong people cannot do the ceremony without this kind of instruments, which is very, very important to the Hmong people. And for these kids are very young, so I don't teach them how to play the tune, how to play the song, but I make up a music and let them practice how to dance with it. With me?
Hi, my name is Moon. I'm from Elmer Dickinson. I'm a third grader. Hi, my name is Brady. I go to Hellgate Elementary. I'm a fourth grader. Hi, my name is Kajay Yen. I'm third grader from Hellgate Elementary. My name is Tasha and second grade from World School.
going to introduce my dancing, traditional Hmong music dancing group. Please enjoy.
Hi, my name is Kylie. I'm the first grader in Local Hi, my name is Jamie, and I'm a first grader from Target Elementary. Hi, my name is Sheila Moore. I'm a third grader at Felix Porter Middle School. Hi, my name is Nita Yang. I'm a fourth grader from Lowell School.
We are so fortunate in Missoula to be able to reap the benefits of School District 1's bilingual program. I don't know if you had a chance to look at the outfits closely, but a lot of the coins that have been sewn on were brought from Laos and made by the local Hmong community. If by chance you do not have access to a bilingual program in your area, it is possible to contact the Office of Public Instruction in Helena, and they would be pleased to provide you with the resources that you need to further study on various bilingual programs and multicultural programs. The person to contact is Lynn Hinch, who is the Director of Bilingual Education at the State Office of Public Instruction. You may call 1-444-3482. Thank you. The next portion of our program features Mary Yang of the Missoula Refugee Assistance Program. Mary is going to share a recipe that she brought with her from Laos, and what you might want to do is add some extra ingredients for color for 5 a day, keep the doctor away. We have added miniature baby corn, cut up carrots, and red pepper, and a little bit of cornstarch for a thickener. Good luck.
the vegetable we have in, back in Laos. When we was in Laos, we about 80% of our people we didn't buy food. We grow our own food on each family's backyard. We have our own. We raise our own chickens, pig, and we grow a lot of vegetable. And a lot of our people eat a lot of vegetable. Hmong people, they, especially the older people, they just boil the vegetable or fry the vegetable and eat with the rice every day, and 2 or 3 times a day with every meal with vegetable in it. And we don't use any chemical or any other things for our food. We don't know how to can. We didn't use canned food either. We use, sometimes we use fertilizer like cow's manure for the vegetable, but a lot of time people don't use that either because we have a lot of rain season in our country. So the vegetable grow very well in there. And then I would like to show you how to cook some of the vegetable, the stir-fry vegetable. Well, our people like these bok choy. The older people usually boil like tea. They drink it like tea. They boil a whole bunch of when they take it from the garden, they wash real well, and then they take the older one outside, boil just with hot water, and they drink the juice, and they throw away the leaves. But the inside they fry with this roast off. Inside they fry with fried rice, or they just cook it and eat it. And then eat it with the cabbage. We do the same thing. We do a lot of bean sprout too. We make our own bean sprout too, and we grow a lot of corn, but we didn't make a can. We just eat fresh, and we eat a lot of fresh snow peas, and a lot of fresh pepper, and then carrots, something like that in those. And when I first came to this country, I was a little afraid that I wouldn't be able to find the same kind of food like in Laos. But when I got here, I had the same kind of food, so I didn't worry about it anymore. Okay, first I would like to turn this one on. Usually the Hmong people don't eat canned meat or vegetable, and we don't frozen them either. And this is supposed to be raw, but because I thought it will be, I will be early in here, and I cooked it yesterday and I put it in the freezer. But first you will just put a little bit, very little of oil, to, just vegetable oil in the pan, and then just make the so the food wouldn't get stick to the bottom. I think a lot of people when I'm young, I never knew that the oil will make it taste better. I just thought maybe it will just protect the pan. And then many times when you go to the Chinese restaurant, they will cook it. They will leave it, the pan real hot and cook it real fast. And the people, they believe that will taste better. But if you cook with your children or with the daycare or with just at home, you don't have to leave it very hot because sometimes they burn the children too. And the chicken, I already cooked it very well last night, so I already cooked like 15 to 20 minutes last night, so you don't have to leave it very long. And then before we never in Laos, sometimes we don't make food. We just cook either only one kind of meat. But a lot of people, when you go to even in Laos, when you go to the restaurant, they mix a lot of food because they they will make a pretty, so people like to eat it. And then, so I just try to mix everything.
Well, Mary's original recipe is being Americanized and added to with carrots. Let's see. Mary's adding carrots, red peppers, the little miniature yellow baby corn, and some enoki mushrooms, so that if you're teaching your children to take 5 a day of fruits and vegetables, they will at least have 5 a day in their stir fry, plus a very colorful and appealing dish to eat.
Salt. Oh, yeah, just add all these one, if you have salt, just add a little bit salt in there. If you don't, just get any kind of like sauce. And then this is called the oyster sauce.
And the oyster sauce that she got is imported, but you can buy the oyster sauce in any local grocery store.
And then just add a little bit cornstarch and stir with the water. And we'll make a lot of, if you just cook for older people, you don't have to mix with cornstarch because a lot of older people don't like it. But if you cook for the children, it's good. It's better to cook with the cornstarch because that will help with the juice gets thicker. And then when you put plate of rice, and then you just pour the juice from the vegetable on top of the rice, and that will make the rice taste better because otherwise the children wouldn't like vegetables. And then my mother always tell me that when you cook it, you don't have to just. Some people use only one spoon and then just go back and forth like this. But my mother always tell me that if you can cook from the bottom to the top, and then that would make the food taste better. And then sometimes if you use the pan real hot, then you don't have to cook it really long. You just cook it for a couple of minutes.
Well, it smells real good, Mary. The next portion of our workshop features Mary Wachtel, a local puppeteer with Dragon Tail Puppets. Mary Wachtel, a local puppeteer who has Dragon Tail Puppets, has been a puppeteer for 18 years?
18 years.
18 years, has developed a shadow puppet show for us using the Hmong folktale, Why Farmers Carry Their Crops. Now we're using this in multicultural education because it's again part of the whole language concept, where we take literature and use it in the form of a puppet show and then fit it in with our nutrition education. Some of the food that you've been eating today, you see that even the Hmong people clear across the ocean ate corn just the way Native Americans started corn here in America. So for nutrition education, we're following it up with everybody eats corn. This folktale could also be tied into the Little Red Hen, wouldn't you say?
Well,
Similar
it
to
could.
the Little Red Hen here that in America that we tell our children. So anyway, Mary's going to talk to you about this particular folktale. She's also going to show you how you can incorporate shadow puppetry into your daycares in a very economical way. Thank you, Mary.
Very economical. You don't need a big stage like this. That's a professional stage, and that's not necessary. You can do shadow puppets with a box. If I was going to go and look for a box, I'd get one a little bigger than this. A toilet paper roll box or a paper towels box would really be a really good size. Then the instructions are in the little booklets, but you just cut out a hole and you cover it on the inside with I use a piece of white taffeta, cheap white taffeta, because I find that it works better than an old sheet. I guess it's because it's shiny, it works a little better. This is, I think the tape is losing its sticky and it isn't pulled as tight as it might be, but you pull it tight, may have to tape it a few times. This is what a shadow puppet looks like. I use, poster board. But you can use cereal boxes, you can cut them out of cereal boxes. This is the product of several hours of drawing, but you don't have to do that. You choose your stories, you can trace things from books, you can trace things from color books. Any place you find something that fits the story, you can trace it. I use wires to hold them up backstage, but you can use like thin dowels and put a piece of masking tape on the top of it and then tape the masking tape to the back of your puppet to hold it up and just move it across the stage. Kids can do it. Kids can do it. You need some kind of a light source, any kind of a lamp that, even a flashlight, but any kind of a lamp that you can set on the table or clamp to the table will work real well. Flashlights mean you can think in terms of turning off all the lights in the room, and flashlights with the kids, and the kids can do things, and you can do things on the ceiling with shadow puppets. That goes for, you can pick up Halloween themes, you could pick up, as Mary Glenn mentioned earlier, Groundhog's Day themes. Anything that you can think of that you can find a picture that you can trace works. So shadow puppets don't have to be intimidating. Now, because this is all about food and a lot of our folk tales are food, this one is a food story. Once upon a time, a very long time ago, a Hmong farmer wanted to plant some corn. So he cut down some trees, and he cut down the weeds, and he made a field. Then he planted his corn, and he went home. The corn grew, but the weeds grew again too. They hurt the little corn plants, and the little corn plants cried. They went to the farmer's house. Yes? The weeds are growing again, the little corn plants said. They hurt us. The farmer answered, "Tell them to stop. They must stop, or I will hurt them. I will come in 7 days to see what they have done." And so the little corn plants went back to the field and waited. They waited and waited. On the first day, a tiger came by the field. "Is that your master?" asked the weeds. "Oh no," said the little corn plant. "Our owner has a big hat." On the second day, a wildcat came by the field. "Yeah? Yeah? Is that your owner?" asked the weeds. "Oh no," said the little corn plants. "Our owner has a big hat and a long coat." Meow. On the third day, a mouse came by. "Is that your owner?" "Oh no, our owner has a big hat and a long coat and a very sharp knife." corn plants waited and waited, and the weeds grew and grew. They hurt the little corn plants, and the corn plants cried. On the fourth day, a cow came by. Mm. Mm. Is that your owner? Asked the weeds. And the corn plants had to say, no. Mm. On the fifth day, a wolf came. Ooh. Ooh. That's not our owner either, said the corn plants. And on the sixth day, a chicken came. That's not our owner either, but surely he will come tomorrow, said the corn. And on the seventh day, the farmer did come. He had a big hat and a long coat and a sharp knife. He saw what the weeds had done to the little corn plants, and he chopped them down. The corn plants were very happy. Oh, thank you, Mr. Farmer. You have helped us very much. We will help you. We will grow very big, and then we will come to your house. Please make a place for us to rest in when we come. The farmer went home, but he went to sleep. The corn plants grew and grew. And then they went to the farmer's house. But there was no place built for them to rest in. What? They said. You have not made a place for us to rest in. You are too lazy. We will no longer walk from the fields to your house. From now on, you will have to carry us. And so, from that day to this, farmers must carry their crops home from the fields.
What is whole language? It is the meaningful and functional experiences drawn from real life experiences integrated into all subject areas. Of course, our major concern is with food and nutrition, but we can emphasize those principles by sharing art projects with the children, music projects, field trips, basic social development, because in the end, our basic theme is we are all alike and we are all different.